But the Bible says, without giving these excuses, that they passed by the other side. You know, the elite Jew, they believe that he had all the privilege of a neighbor. He must be accorded all the respect and honor. And then the common Jew, the rest of the love is given to him. So when you listen to this particular response by Jesus, Jesus is trying to demarcate what the Jews think a neighbor is and how wrong they are. And then he takes one of their sworn enemies, the Samaritan, to be part of this parable, simply to tell them that they don't understand who a neighbor is, and for that matter, their interpretation of God's love is wrong. You know, so in the very simple story, Jesus breaks down the category of the Jewish elite. He believes that the Jews believe that God's grace and salvation is for them only, and that it is their birthright. And Jesus picks two people, the priest and the Levite, to represent the top elite of Jews. The assumption is that the man who was beaten is a common Jew. And so he uses this parable to break down what a neighbor is supposed to be. For the Jew, if you are a neighbor, it comes from hatred. If he doesn't like you, not from love. He should like you before you can be his neighbor. Even among themselves, there were differentiations in their neighbor, and discrimination as well. So the priest and the Levite both saw the wounded man, and they passed by the other side. Some assume that maybe the priest was coming from worship, or he was going to the temple, and so he thought the man was dead, and he didn't want to contaminate himself with a dead body. These are contemplations for or excuses that, if you are analyzing, you could probably make for the priest and the Levites. Maybe it's a trap. Maybe he was saying in his mind that he deserved what he got, or he was walked away minding his own business, or maybe this man is a commoner, it's not important. But the Bible says, without giving these excuses, that they passed by the other side after they had seen the man wounded and lying down. Then the angle of the Samaritan is brought in, and I want us to pay attention to this. But a Samaritan, as he journeyed, came to where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him. He had compassion on him. He went to him and bound his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he set him on his own animal, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper. Take care of him. Whatever more you spend, I will repay when I come back. By this parable, just saying the parable, Christ has opened the boundaries of love. He takes it to a spiritual dimension. The Bible says that whilst we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. The text is clear. He had compassion on him. Love for neighbor has to be at the level of God's measure. A will to love, a heart to love, all strength to love, soulful spiritual manifestation, and then a mindful and intentional love.